Hello, Infinity Kingdom audience, or new players to Infinity Kingdom. Glad you're here. Glad you clicked on this video. Hope you're having an awesome day, evening, or whatever time you're watching this video. I'm excited because I'm going to talk about my free-to-play account. I have to have a serious discussion here because I'm at a crossroads where I need to decide about my first march. So, been reasonably happy with the progress. Actually, not reasonably happy. I've been very happy with the progress of my marches. So, I've been focusing on the Earth. I got Leonidas from an epic chest on the biannual summit, I think, event, or biannual event, festival event. I don't know. Biannual event. So, got Leonidas. Was happy with the direction. Got Cleopatra. So, been reasonably happy with the progress of this now that it's maxed out. Everyone is maxing out well. You know, I got my elites fully maxed out. They are there, maxed out with some skills. I got Leonidas moving along. He's got one skill. I got Cleopatra moving along. She's got a skill. I got one more to go and upgrading her. I'm at 80, and then I could throw in another skill. And I got 2 levels to go with Leonidas, so been happy with the movement. Let's go into Well of Time. I'm sitting there at 7-8. I'm reaching to the point where I think I'm going to run into a roadblock. The recommended power is at 49,700. I'm sitting there at 40K. Let's go into battle. Let's see how I do. Okay, so we've got a first wave. Then there will be a second wave. So the way I like to play Earth is my first wave, I like to use Cleopatra. And I like to follow behind with Isabella. And the reason why I like to follow her behind is because she usually kills someone. And then I like to build up and see how well I build up. Now, I'm not a good PowerPoint going into... Oh, I got some gain in power, so I'm at 84%, which is good. Everyone's maxed out. So now, ooh, it's a boss. All right, let's start with our special abilities. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm going to reduce their damage that they do to us. I don't think I'll get much stun in on the boss, so I want to focus on reducing the damage and try to last longer. Let's go in and get a stun. Sitting there pretty well. I'm at 70%. Let's get some special skills off. Doing some damage. Got the boss down to 21%. I still got the siege to do after, so I got to make sure that all 4 survive so the dragon does a hit. And I have some health. Uh-oh, starting to run in trouble, but the boss is almost done. Come on, Isabella, finish him off. All right. Oh, there's no siege. Awesome. I thought there was going to be a siege after this. No, it's just a big boss. I cleared level 7. Look at that. All 4 survived. That is awesome. Very happy about that. So, you see, I can't complain about Earth. Nice philosopher's stone, 50 gems. And, you know, the reason... You know, if I remember going through this before, like through Water March and other marches, is it appeared that the boss, attacking the boss, did a lot less damage going against Earth versus my other marches. My other marches is I had to focus on doing as much damage to it as possible, do some stun effects, but I think I lasted longer using an Earth March because of the reductions that they have in skills to damage. So I can't complain about it. But now I'm at a crossroads, and here's my issue. So I got some nice leveling up that I could do. Okay. I got Leonidas, I got Cleopatra, I got these two elites. My issues is that I'm going to run into with Earth is how do I get that third or fourth epic in there? So I won't, if you look at, I got Charles the Great. You can only get him through paying. I got Alexander the Great. You can only get Alexander the Great through paying, through the mystery shop. One of the things, if you're ever curious about where do you get these things on the immortals that you don't have, you can always click on the fragment right here, and it'll tell you exactly. So the daily deals, have to use mystery shop pearls, and then once I have them, I have to use gems 100% of the time to out of the market to level him up. So that's pretty expensive approach from a free to play, or it's a very long approach, and you have to. So that's not an option. So the our other epic is Zenobia, and again, the only way to get her is special bundle VIP. So she's basically a purchase option, not an expensive purchase option, but again, she's only a purchase option. So Zenobia is only a purchase option. Alexander the Great is only a purchase option. Again, low purchase option, but is a purchase option. And Charles the Great, purchase option. So I will not be getting any more epics into it. So I have to do, my option is basically if I want 4 epics in there, or at least 3 epics and maybe a lead in there, I have to do at some point decide to do a mixed march. Now look at this. At first I wasn't excited about getting Peter the Great, but now look at my setup here. I got Peter the Great, I got Yisong, I got a Baji, which shows up crazy in the market. So, and I can get a third epic in there. And my third epic from a free-to-play will be King Richard. King Richard you could summon King Richard from the Hall of Mortals. You can also get him in the arena. He shows up in the arena, though it doesn't show in there. I know he shows up in the arena. And he shows up reasonably well in the market. So that will leave me with 3 epics plus a Baji. And I can throw in Cleopatra in. So eventually, because she could be that nuker, and I could throw Cleopatra in. So I can have 4, it'll be a mixed march, but I will have 4 epics. So my front row will be King Richard, along with Peter the Great. And then my back row will be Yisong and Cleopatra. Now, I can, and I may take a different approach. So that will give me 3 electrics plus my lightning. My lightning dragon is way far behind right now, so I got a long ways to go to get the lightning dragon up there. Or I may decide, keep on going with Leonidas and have Peter the Great. So got Cleopatra and have the Earth Dragon back there. So that gives me 1, 2. So Earthwise, that gives me 1, 2, plus the dragon in the background. So that gives me 3. And then I'll have Yisong in the background. Who am I missing? So still with Peter the Great. So I got some options up there. And I think what it's going to come down to figuring out is what dragon I want in the background. Is it going to be Earth Dragon or Lightning Dragon? And do I want to use Leonidas or King Richard? So that's going to be the deciding point. So let's go into troops. Let me go in here. Let me edit these units right now. So obviously the power won't show right. And then let's go in here and edit these units. Boop, boop. Okay, so now I'm going to throw in I'm going to show you what my march, what I think it will be like. Peter the Great. Right now, I don't have King Richard, so I'm going to put Leonidas in. And then Cleopatra. So for this is probably going to be my first roach because my lightning dragon is way behind. So right now this is at 29k in power. Once I'll start pulling from the market and I'll start developing Yishang. I'll start developing Peter the Great, and then I'll do the reborns and get them all leveled up to get that 40k. So let's take a look at the skills of this setup because I think it's going to be really good, and I think they complement each other really well, even though it's a mixed march. So let's look at it. Okay, I start off with Leonidas. Now, what I like about Leonidas and Cleopatra together, I think they complement each other very well. So he does damage to all at up to max 250%. So that I think that's key. He does damage to all in the front row, which you don't seem to get a lot of that, where they do damage to all in the front row. And then along with that, he reduces damage. And again, this looks like physical and magical damage because it doesn't define it, up to 30%. So he's doing a reduction to damage that you're going to receive, plus he's damaging all the characters or all their enemy units or the gnomes or whoever you're attacking. So Cleopatra, again, does damage to all, so up to 300%. Now, doesn't do as much damage as Merlin or Wu or some of the other big nukers out there, but she is complemented by the reduction of damage of physical attacks on magical attacks, where she reduces up to 35%. So she's not doing as much damage, but she's also reducing the damage that they do to her. So that makes her, pretty much as equally as strong as Merlin or Wu. So let's go to Yisung. Now, Yisung has an interesting aspect to his skills, and that's this inflicts transfer. So he inflicts transfer to 2 random enemy units and transfers 20% of their magical attack and their magical defense to yourself. So again, he has a defense enhancement on there. So he's not just doing damage. Plus he does damage up to 500%. So then he causes physical damage up to 500% to those units. So 2 units he could do up to 500% damage. And then let's look at Peter the Great. So he purifies enemy targets directly ahead and inflicting damage directly ahead. So that means the 2 units right in front of you, straight in a straight line. So he could do up to 550%. So what I like about this setup right here so far is that, and then let's go in and look at the dragon, is that it does a lot of damage, not as much as some of the nukers out there were heavy damage, but it does decent enough damage along with reducing damage that you receive. So here, let's go on the secondary skill. First, I want to focus on that. It has 63% chance of reducing damage received by 3 random enemy troops by 35% for 12 seconds. So, and this is maxed out, it's almost 100%. So right away, when you get this maxed out, right now it's over 50% chance. So pretty soon, I'll level up a few more times, I'll be at 75% chance. It's automatically going to reduce majority of the time the damage that you receive for 12 seconds, which is 12 seconds is a big time frame in these battles. So, and then also he does the stun and causes an earthquake beneath with a 39% of stunning all the enemy troops. So he stuns all the enemy troops. So I think that's going to be the direction that I'm going to go. I'm going to go this direction with Leonidas, Cleopatra, Yisung, Peter the Great, along with the Earth Dragon. and continue developing this setup and see how it goes. Now, if it doesn't play out right, I still have options, because I can get King Richard in there, and that will give me 3 lightning, and then I could throw in the lightning dragon. So I can have some options that I could still change things up later on and still have a highly effective first march there. In fact, that's kind of the approach that I'm doing on my second account. I have Genghis Khan, but it's taken a long time to develop him. And so with that, I'm using my lightning troops, but I threw in Merlin instead of a Baji to have a big nuker, and I'm playing around with that to see how that goes. And that's it. So I hope this video shows you that you have options as a free-to-play, and you definitely can get that full epic march out there, and you definitely can get that full effective epic march out there with free-to-play. So like the video, subscribe. There will be definitely more videos coming out. I'm excited to play with this new march and see how it goes. And obviously I'll be posting some videos on see how this new march goes. Have a nice day.